you know.
So aggressive, baby. Aggressive.
You don't really want this problem. You know me and my dudes be wildin'. You soft when it all pop off. Running your mouth, my money piling. All this pent up aggression. I'm in this booth confessing.
So aggressive, baby.
Welcome back to another episode of Holy Shift. Last week was so much fun, guys. So we're already at day 6 out of the 10 days Rohan had given us to finish Bobba, our KTM Duke 390 scrambler. Before we begin, here's what happened last week. This is where we play the recap stuff, right?
Yeah, but we don't have the footage.
We already shot that was from last week, right?
Rohit, can you please come to my office? Over.
Alright, anyways, click here to watch the previous episode. I'll be right back.
You forgot to say over.
I don't know why this guy needs a walkie-talkie for this time. Garage. Hey, what's up? Lunch, huh?
Arey, I heard what you said on your way up here, okay? Before I take action against it, I have a doubt. You're trying to build a proper scrambler feels on a bike, kada? But do you think the front-end USDs will give us enough travel?
Harsha had a really good point about KTM's front suspension. So the KTM comes with USDs up front, USDs meaning upside down forks. So the KTM's USDs aren't really cut out for heavy duty scrambling, but we really don't have the time to swap it out for a purpose built kit either.
Dude, what's the point in building a scrambler that can't even scramble properly?
Yeah, I agree we can put an off-road spec suspension on it, okay? But then again, even if you can afford it, you first have to order it, and then you have to wait for it to arrive.
Okay.
And then you have to adapt it to the KTM. Hey, you're forgetting one more thing. There's this guy named Rohan who's gonna take a shit on us if you don't get it done on time. You know that's rented, right?
Think from the Jugaad point of view. Well, there's one thing that can be done.
And I'm thinking I'm not gonna get the red vice for free. Fine. How about a pizza then?
With extra toppings. Well, what we could do is swap the frontal unit with a Thunderbird. Simple.
Yeah, that might work.
I make sense too. You just gotta recognize, consider, realize.
Don't get carried away. You look for the Thunderbird front end first, and then we'll talk about it.
On it, Captain. Over.
For once, Harsha made sense. So the Thunderbird's front end would be perfect for our job over here because the Thunderbird's front end can take a lot more beating than the stock USDs and have a lot more travel than these things. Last week we cut up the subframe of the KTM to make room for a much cleaner scrambler style one that matches the trellis on the rest of the frame. Harsha is off looking for the Thunderbird front end, and in the meantime, we're going to figure out the whole subframe situation.
Situation under control. So basically I called up the nearest RE showroom and they said they have a Thunderbird front end ready. I'm on my way to pick it up.
So according to our design, Bobba has an adventure style subframe up front that's gonna house the headlight and also protect the bike in the event of a crash. Now let's turn this line drawing into the real deal. Now that Bobba's front end is all protected, we need a bash plate to protect the exposed underbelly from rocks, dead animals and pedestrians. So there are aftermarket options available that you can just bolt on. But where's the fun in that? So here's what we're going to do. We repeat the same process we used to make the mold for the tank. We make a mock-up of the foam board and then transfer the same design onto metal. And then we drill some holes in it because weight reduction, bro. We got a lot done today. Though Harsha and Mittu were nowhere to be seen. Wonder where those guys are. Not bad for 6 days of work though. 4 more days. Exciting stuff. See you guys tomorrow. Helmet.
So this is the front suspension that Harsha got for the 390. Now we have to see if we can mate this onto that. Harsha and I got these bushes made yesterday so that the Thunderbird suspension fits onto the KTM T-plates. We also got some sick looking Pirelli Scorpions onto this Frankenstein of a rim and hub combination. Because the front wheel has a Thunderbird hub and disc with the rims of a Hero Impulse, and the rear wheel is a combination of the rear rim of a Himalayan, the hub from a Continental GT that houses the sprocket, and a disc from the KTM.
So after that, we replaced the old heavy exhaust with one from Indy Motard. But to give it a more upswept look, we hack up the old and new exhaust pieces, weld them together and bolt it at its new position. Then we got a brand new battery box made for the battery and bolted it inside the new subframe and covered it with 9 new side plates that we made for the bike. Then we get rid of the old plastic coolant reservoir that sits beside the fuel tank and replaced it with a new aluminium one that we milled out and bolted it to the front subframe. Then after that, we made a new front mudguard from metal and fiberglass. And then Inspector Harsha arrived.
This looks the part, but what about the tank?
Ah yes, the tank. Remember the previous episode where we made a tank out of foam board and then copied that onto metal? Well, now we're going to lay fiberglass in it. But before that, we're going to stick inlays made out of laser cut acrylic on the tank so that our final tank has a more three-dimensional finish that will add to the whole sci-fi look that we're going for. And FYI, we've never tried this before. This might look very awesome or super fugly. And now that we have the tough part out of the way, let's move on to the easy bit, which is laying the fiberglass. We mix up some resin and hardener, cut up some sheets of woven fiberglass and lay it on the inside of the tank and let it bake for a while. Fiberglass can cause intense itching on the skin, so avoid direct contact and make sure you have some protection. After baking, we remove the fiberglass pieces from the mold and leave them out to dry overnight.
Alright, so all this commotion behind me is for our annual wheelchair fire extinguisher race. I know it's a mouthful, but we figured we had some extra.
So what this guy is trying to tell you is, that guy out there in the wheelchair was last year's wheelchair champion, but this year it's going to be me because I've got my arm shaped and my armpit shaped to become more aerodynamic. Come on.
A little too much of aerodynamic shaving has happened, and now our KTM tank is a two-parter, just like our KTM build.
Dude, I'm not mad because things are going too well for us anyways. So we just have to repeat the whole process again. And who needs sleep, am I right?
To myself, I'm answering to no one. I'm a mysterious figure, and even with my hat low, I see the bigger picture. Through my jaded eyes, I just play the sides.
Really low, yeah. So Rohit is in a mini state of coma right now, and because he's got a really busy paint day tomorrow. Oh wait, it's already tomorrow. That means the paint day is today. All the boys have been working really hard on the tank to get it ready for the paint. Let's go wake him up.
I'm from the belly of the beast, where the carnivores feast. I'm from the belly of the beast, known as the streets where the carnivores feast.
So full of skepticism, so full of self-doubt. I don't know what I mean, don't know what I'm about. These voices deep inside keep whispering all alone. A melody that burns, melodic cowboy song.
Hey, guys. Let's just take a small little break out here and find out what the guys at Holy Shift are up to. Yeah? Hey, Google. Call Holy Shift.
Calling Holy Shift.
Mutton boneless chip.
What's up, guys? How are you doing?
All good, bro. All good.
Okay, listen, I heard there was a mishap at Holy Shift. Everything alright?
Yeah, I just shaved a bit.
Okay, forget about it. I'm not interested. Listen, dude, you guys are on track, right? You had 10 days. 2 more days remaining. Right?
Yes.
2 more days
right.
remaining.
2 days.
Wrong! Just a day remaining.
Yeah, 1 more day.
You guys are worrying me up now. Don't make me come down there.
I was actually testing you.
By the way, the editor is getting super impatient.
Okay, bro. Got it.
Hello? 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 Back to Holy Shift.
Our KTM Duke Scrambler that we've named Bobba is inspired from Star Wars, so the bike needs to have a very retro futuristic appearance. We're gonna make it look like those battle damaged spaceships from those movies. This is gonna add crazy depth to the paint, and the best part is any scratches or dents in the future are only gonna add to the whole look and theme of the bike.
The people them lose their minds when I drop the rhythm from height. Them people them lose their minds, drop rhymes from out to the sky. Make a beat, then drop that ting. Make another a rock flick ting. Call it Uber, I'm out 6 hours and back on bumping that grind. Get hype, go mad for it. Get hype, go mad for it. Just twist your brain to it. Just lose your brain to it. Get hype, go mad for it. Get hype, go mad for it. Just twist your brain to it. Just lose your brain to it.
Now that most of the assembly is done, we're going to slap on this Powertronics ECU. Be able to get a decent bump in power with minimal effort.
So what this ECU does is, it controls the fuel being sent into the engine and how it is ignited. It increases the throttle response and power characteristics. Basically what they're trying to say is the piggyback increases the power and torque figures by 10%.
Almost 10%. They say slapping this thing on is very easy, so yeah, we got some Velcro on the back and like
Slapped it on.
So we followed all the instructions and we got everything connected. Let's see if this thing fires up.
No. Do you hear the clicking sound?
Yeah,
There
why
is a
isn't
clicking
this
sound.
thing firing up though?
I have no idea, but why is there a clicking sound coming? Okay, we'll have to act as if we know what this is. Yeah.
So we basically forgot to scrape off the excess paint where the ground wire goes and...
So all this tension just because we forgot to scrape some paint off.
Yeah, so stupid.
Oh man.
Right.
No wonder people call us noobs.
Mittu, you're an atheist, kada?
I'm not praying.
Okay. Here we go.
Yes! Rub it.
Let's take it out for a spin. Oh yeah. Damn, that thing's loud.
I think we built a beast this time. About the seat height, this thing sits much taller than the stock bike. So it feels like you're going much faster. Don't get me wrong, this thing is stupidly fast. Okay, let's see what Rohit has to say about this thing. How is it?
I think I've misplaced my kidneys. I think they've swapped places or something. Ooh, this thing is crazy. The exhaust. Oh man. Loud as hell. Let's take this thing inside before the neighbors come complaining.
Yeah, exactly.
That editor guy is not ready for this.
I hope it doesn't crash again.
on, dude. This is PowerDrift, right?
Best or nothing.
Hey, yeah. Here he comes, here he comes.
Holy shit!
It's actually holy shit.
Straight out of Star Wars, Gundam inspired, yeah? And a very new retro futuristic styling. I like that. Built to take a beating, and if it does take a fall, it's going to wear all the scratches like battle scars.
On
Gentlemen,
point.
just the kind of bike that I would like to have.
No, but it's for your
myself.
editor, right? The guy with the accident, he's in the hospital, he's gonna feel better, yeah.
I made that up.
What?
Yeah, I made that up. Well, you did this in 10 days, right? I didn't want to add into your pressures. You know, clearly you wouldn't have done such a crazy job if you knew the bike were for me. Now that's a holy shift moment. Wow, the seat is...
Uncomfortable to say the least.
but still.
Rohit, I think we really need to talk Rohan into letting us keep that bike. What do you think? That thing is mad, dude.
It is insane. Love that thing.
What do y'all think about it? And also, what else would you like to see us build here? Just comment below and let us know.
And that is not all. As you can see over here, we at Holy Shift are pretty jobless most of the time. So we figured we'll do some unique custom merchandise and other things.
Just with the sole purpose of giving it away to you. But how?
Well, we're gonna have 3 giveaways for that. The first one is where you share your awesome custom builds with us, which will be put up as polls on Instagram. And we're gonna have 6 lucky winners who are gonna get really cool Holy Shift merchandise like this.
And the second one is where we're gonna give away 2 awesome handmade Holy Shift artworks to 2 lucky winners.
All you gotta do is share the Holy Shift videos with your friends with a cool or funny caption and screenshot it and send it over to us at PowerDrift. And 2 best captions get to win unique Holy Shift artwork.
And now, my favorite one. Y'all must have recognized this cool helmet from the episode you just saw. Now you can have your own Holy Shift custom helmet. More details about that will be revealed on the PowerDrift Instagram page real soon.
And the next episode of Holy Shift airs next Thursday. And if you think y'all can't wait that long or can't get enough of Holy Shift,
just head over to the Holy Shift Instagram page to catch more of the behind the scene action that happens here at Indie Garage.
I'm winning, by the way. Hey, don't say that. They'll ask us to beat that.
But this mute all this also. This is mine.